What we're talking about now is a lawsuit, Brian, filed by the Trump campaign against the Clark County Registrar's Office. This involves early voting, which ended last week. We had heard before that there were some questions about a polling place in a heavily Latino area being kept open longer than perhaps it should have been because it was a long line. Now the Trump campaign has filed what's called a writ of mandamus. It's what you file against a government entity when you believe there's wrongdoing. And our Pete Williams of NBC News says it's not just against that one polling place, but they're alleging irregularities at 4 different polling places. And here's the problem that they are alleging at those places. They claim witnesses saw a couple of problems. One, at a couple of the polling places, they claim that poll workers decided they were going to keep the polling place open to 10 p.m. even before they knew whether or not there was going to be a long line. Remember, according to the law, if you are in line when voting is supposed to end, that polling place has to stay open until you can vote. The first problem they're saying is that they decided the polling places were going to stay open late no matter what. The second case that they are claiming is that they saw irregularities alleging that people who arrived after voting was supposed to end still got to stay in line and vote. And what Pete Williams is saying is that the Trump campaign in its 100-page complaint wants those votes somehow separated and thrown out. We talked to somebody from the state GOP party today. He says these lawsuits are not uncommon in an election. Expect to see more of them. In fact, the Democrats last week filed their own alleging that Trump supporters at a polling place were trying to intimidate voters. He said we will see more, but as for today's voting, he says we expect a smooth process. So far, so good. And finally, he said everybody who was around in 2000 is, quote, dusting off their playbooks. Guys, back to you.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.